guys, hello and welcome back to Green Pips Effects. And on today's video, guys, we're gonna learn on how to understand liquidity and inducement based on this simple entry breakdown on pound USD this week, right? So um, how I took this entry is, always the same, right? So first and foremost, we need to have our guidelines, right, which are structure, S&D, and confirm. However, these are all applied in different ways based on um, the market criteria, of course. So when I was checking out pound USD, right, the key concepts, the key things that I was looking at this market was to go bullish. Why? Because the market was in an overall bullish context, and um, I was still expecting it to remain bullish, which it did. And also my entries, I was looking for bullish entries since we always want to be trading with a trend. So what we had was this high, right? A low, right? So here I'm just showing out major swing points in this market, and then we had a break of structure, right? We had a high and a low, right? We had another break of structure right here. We had a high and a low, and then we had another break of structure right there, right? Now, as you can see, if we zoom in, right? So this break of structure right here occurred right at this wick here, right? So sorry, at this body here, right? You can clearly see that the body of a candle breaks this structure. So this was the newly formed high, which came from this low right here, of course, right? So this is the low that formed that high there, right? Now, if we come to look in an okay, so let me just remove these, and then we need to have a clear structural point, right? So from there, right, if we come to look at what's happening in here, right? So what happening is that we had an intermediate bullish trend, of course. So we had oops, sorry. Okay, so we had a high which formed a low, and from this low, price came and formed this internal high here that formed this internal low, which ended up breaking this structure right here, right? And then this overall structural point right there. Hence, we were currently lying within the range of this low, technically to this high right here, right? So this was our overall range. Now, however, we do not just take these areas as they are. Now we need to look in depth for whatever price is trying to hide from us, right? And what do we see at this area, right? So of course we had, okay, so per se we had a high, we had a low, and then we had a high, right? So this is the bullish context that we were into, right, in the pound USD 30-minute chart. So we were technically in a range from that low to this from that high to this low right here. Okay, so I just want to keep this straight. Boom. Right, so within this range, of course, we were able to catch some buys off of this overall area of demand in here, right, which is the last sell to buy, right? And of course, price just came in, gave us beautiful entries here, took price out, and then we came to take this buy side liquidity resting above this high here. However, that's why I said we need to look at what is price trying to hide from us, right? So from this area here, right, at the creation of this high here, people are already going bananas, right? That we are now currently in a range between this low and this high, which is true, right? Which is true in a light analysis manner, right? It's not false, it's true. But in the hidden view of price, right, what price is hiding from us is that price still has unfinished business within this area here. Why so, right? So let's go back and take a look, right? So at the creation of this low, price left us, oops, sorry, you could just remove that, right? Price left us with equal lows, which are what? Liquidity. Okay, so hence we have what now? We have sell side liquidity here, right? And if we have sell side liquidity here, so let's just make this, I'm looking to make this bigger, right? Okay, there, so we could just make this bigger, right? So if we have sell side liquidity here, and below that sell side liquidity rests what? Imbalances, right? We have a clear zone of imbalance right here, right? So we're having a potential sell side liquidity with the equal lows, and below those equal lows there are imbalances, and below those imbalances, right, we have what now? So let's just, we could remove this, and then we could just trigger array maybe, right, just to indicate the overall area of imbalance, right? So from there we have this ray here covering the imbalances, right? And we have this box here covering the unmitigated demand zone, right? So price has more than enough reason to come back down here, right, before going in an overall bullish trend and taking this buy side liquidity to create even new highs. Now, however, okay, so let's put that back, right? So from there, what I was looking at, right, was a liquidation first of this sell side liquidity, right? Once this sell side liquidity was taken, right, and 50% or more than 50%, or even this demand zone, so from 50% of this imbalances to the demand zone, right? So this is the area that the overall mitigation could happen, right? If price just came below this 50% imbalance here, that from there I could now start to look for buy entries to target this buy side liquidity resting above this high. Now, however, what happened is that, okay, so let's remove these and see what happened, right? So from here we know that above here we have what we have buy side liquidity right here. Okay, so let's put it at 20. Boom. So we have buy side liquidity there, which is to be targeted after the sell side liquidity is taken, right? Okay, so price now comes down, and dumb traders, retail mostly, right? People who trade lightly SMC, right, are already looking for, you know, they're already going like, okay, so we have a breakout structure right here. We have a new high created, right, which came from this low right here, right? So this is our range. So we're now ranging from, so they go like, we're now ranging from this high, from this low to the high, of course, and they want to trade off of this area of demand here, which is, you know, they're not overall wrong, but they're just missing out on the bigger picture, right? So this is the advantage of in-depth understanding of price action, right? So this is pure price action we're talking about here, right? If you have that level of knowledge and in-depth understanding on price action, right, it's very hard you know, to lose your consistency and your profitability in these charts, right? So this is what most of the people, especially dumb traders, were missing out on, right? So we had tons of liquidity here that needed to be taken, right? So price comes into this area of demand zone that most of dumb traders are looking to trade from, and what happens is this consolidation here. Why do you think this consolidation is happening, right? This is just a war, a battle between buyers and sellers, right? Supply and demand are now battling each other, right? Because most of retail are looking to buy this area, while smart money still have unfinished business down here. And of course, the composite man always wins, right? So price drizzles, comes down, takes the sell side liquidity, right? Mitigates that imbalance, right? Beautiful mitigation right here. It mitigated 50% of this, and that's where my entry lied, right? So I'm just gonna put this straight, boom, right there. And this is where my entry lied, right? At the 50% of that imbalance right there. And my stop loss, that's the fun part, right? That's always the fun part. Just removing these drawings here. So I had my bullish entry there, my stop loss just below the imbalance, right? And of course, I was looking to target the buy side liquidity, which gave me a total of 4 pip stop loss and a 66 pip take profit target to make it a 1 to 15 RR trade. And that's how we do it as day traders, guys, right? So we don't need hundreds of pips to be profitable, right? You could just be profitable from an intraday range, right? From a daily range, and you know, you could make a shit ton of money out of that as long as you're consistent and you know what you're doing, of course. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't, turn that bell button on for notifications, and until the next one, guys, stay safe, have a nice trading week, and of course, peace out.